Well, folks, I said I'd pop on. It's been a long 3.5 weeks. Look, I just want to pop on and to chat to you about the game today. A very happy match day as well. I hope the sound's okay. I hope you can see me all right as well. Um, I could have been on last week, could have been on the week before, but I actually looked like death and I felt like death as well. So I said I'd pop on, get the batteries energized. And it's been a difficult 4 weeks for me, for my family, but it's a part of life, People come and go. I think there was the whole accumulation of losing three important people to me over the space of 20 months really hit me. So there's a video going up about it, a normal 5 minute video chatting about. I know I don't want to bore people about why I haven't been on. Basically, I just had a lot going on, a lot of stress, and when you're worrying about your family members and friends and stuff like that, football, even though it is an escape, even though we do love it and we're passionate about it, sometimes you just don't have the mentality to come on and make videos. It's very hard to sit there and try to be happy and energized, try to be good for years while I'm not in it. So I'm happy the football's back. It's been a long that week and a half, to be honest with you. Need 2 weeks. So top of the table clash against Aberdeen. It's been a really good season. Besides that one game in the Champions League, and look at it's a learning lesson. Let's be honest. I was saying to myself, we're playing against a Champions League finalist. It's going to be very hard to go over there and get a result, and we got spanked. And I'm not trying to put the moods down about going in Wednesday, but I'm not that confident about Wednesday because we're playing against a decent outfit that played really well in the Europa League last season. Played against really good teams, beating Leverkusen. They were like 50 games unbeaten in all competitions, beating Liverpool and stuff like that. But let's see how we get on today. It's a completely different comparison league to Champions League, but we have a job to do today. Every game is like a cup final. Um, Taylor's out. Taylor's missing. Yeah, obviously the women got beaten the other night by Real Madrid, but for the girls to be in the Champions League, getting through, it just shows another achievement in itself. Love that top. I've actually John Guidetti on the back of it. Bit toy. Obviously, you're looking back to 2014. I was a medium then. Now I'm a large. So yeah, on the way to paradise. Look, I had a choice to go to the game today, but I've just been going through a lot with family stuff and all that. So I said, my auntie passed away on Thanksgiving on Monday. So that's been building up and building up in me. And seeing my mum being so down and upset and broken over it, it's been a lot. When you lose someone to cancer, especially three people to cancer in the space of 2 years, it's been a building up. So my head wasn't in, and I do apologize to people that come on and want to see regular content. I know I've missed out on the whole Kieran Tierney speculation, him being at the gala dinner last week. I know Celtic fans are probably going to ask me about the whole Brendan Rodgers comments about the pyro. We have obviously Paul Tisdale that's after coming in as well, head of football operations as well as Celtic. And to be honest, folks, what I'm going to say about Paul Tisdale, I watched a couple of podcasts he done, the way he speaks, and obviously he's been doing a lot behind the scenes during the summer with Brendan and stuff. I'm excited about this appointment. It feels like a director of football. It feels like there's a middleman there, which we needed at Celtic. He has experience of obviously taking Exeter City from the conference up to League One. I know a lot of people don't recognise that type of stature for a club like Exeter City, but being in the dugout, managing over 600 games, being the middleman now between Michael Nicholson and Brendan Rodgers, it just shows that the club are going in the right way. And this is what we needed. We needed that. We've all been calling for a director of football or a head of communications. And look, he's taken over from Mark Lawwell. That made an absolute shambles of it last season. But yeah, let us know what the sounds like. I'm going to try to do as much videos as I can. Catch up with 2 weeks to go, or 10 days to go. So, try to get the stats up. We have a busy week ahead. Obviously, Atalanta on Wednesday. Aberdeen. Then who's our next fixture? Next week? Must be away next week, are we? Let me see. Let me see. Is it Motherwell? Motherwell Sunday week. Actually, I was offered a ticket for that. Shit. Motherwell. I'm gonna try to get the Dundee game in. But yeah, decent score prediction for today. I'm gonna be honest with you. So not a lot of people are gonna like my score prediction for today. I think I'm gonna go 3-2 Celtic. I just think Aberdeen have firepower there. Look, they're unbeaten in 12 games this season in all competitions. Yes, they're not playing European football. They brought a new manager in, fairly organised. Yeah, they're scraping results, but you need to scrape results to win leagues, don't you? And I'm not going to say Aberdeen are going to win a league, but some of their former players, some of their fans are convinced that they will finish second place. And there's no harm being optimistic at all. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. Definitely been a while. 100%. As I said, Tommy, I do apologise. Folks. I haven't been on. I know people say you don't have to apologise, but a part of me feels like when you see your YouTube stats going down, when you see people being unsubscribed, it means that I am letting people down. I'm not going on that spiral up and up to get to the level. But look, Celtic's always going to be there. When your mindset's not in it, your mindset's not in it. And as I said, I have a video going up now in a couple of minutes, and it says in the video, as I said, it's these things happen in life. That's it. Hopefully, we could go back to the days of, Ronnie Doyle and Derek McInnes, that title race back in, was it 2016, And okay, me aunt, I know it sounds cringy, but I've actually got an Canada jersey with her name on the back of it because she's living over in Canada 38 years. My cousin's been over there, since they were babies. I basically call them Canadian in themselves. And my cousin was actually, my oldest cousin was the one that told me about Alistair Johnston before he even came to Celtic, what he could be and could be a future captain. And he still stands by that, and he keeps saying to me, I've been keeping eyes on Celtic games to see AJ do well, and I think he will be a future captain for Celtic, big time. You obviously see him getting the captain's armband towards the end of the St. Johnstone game and stuff like that. I've good vibes about AJ, really good vibes about him, and I think it's a player that we need to sit down and give him a new improved contract. Situation with Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor's out today. Alex Valley will start, but Greg Taylor needs a new contract. I'm surprised no one's asked me in the comments about would you take Kieran Tierney back. How long do you think we have Callum Mack? I think, did he not sign a contract until 2028? Callum McGregor. With him returning from international football, that gives him an extra bit of energy in the tank. I'd say after this season, two more seasons, to be honest. But as I said, I just want to say thanks very much for all the comments over the last couple of days on the community wall. I appreciate the support. But I am back. Right, let's talk about Kieran Tierney. I've mentioned this name about 6 times over the last 2 years. Kieran Tierney, the situation with him is, right, he's too injury prone. Yes, he's one of us. Yes, when he was in a Celtic shirt, he was phenomenal. But over the last 2.5 years for Arsenal and Real Sociedad, he's missed accumulation of about 5 months of football. And would I take Tierney back? Can we afford his wages? There's been reports going around since last week, even before this whole gala dinner down in London, that Arsenal and Tierney are going to cut ties in January. I don't know. I find it hard to believe, to be honest with you, because this is a guy that, cost Arsenal 25 million from Celtic. I can't see it happening. Honestly, can't see it happening. I'd rather have Robbo at Celtic than Tierney. I know Tierney's younger, but Tierney's too injury prone. But you never know what happens in football. If it's down to the right sports science and he changed everything around regards to his fitness. He could be one of these players like the likes of Ledley King. Ledley King for Tottenham didn't really train, but he played games. It could be that mentality where Tierney could only train twice a week, and it's mad to think that because I think he's what 26 now. Is he 26? Could be. Just check now. If I hear there's traffic in the background, I'm right beside the window. And 27 now. It's 27 now, folks. Just mad to think. Like I don't think wages is the problem, Tommy. To be honest with you, I think him as a Celtic fan, I think he'd be happy just to be at the club, back at the club. But I'm not going to buy into it too much until it starts being like kind of more, coming towards the January window. There's more sources. Like if you see the likes of Stephen McGowan talking about it, that's when you start raising your eyebrow and saying, perhaps this could actually happen. And I know a lot of fans, if he was to come back, a lot of fans be, feeling injury prone. Is it worth having him back at the club? Look, I'd rather have someone there in the background as a left back, because realistically we could have no left back by the end of the season. The only registered left back we have is Adam Montgomery, because Taylor's coming out of contract. Alex Valle be going back to Barcelona. Alex Valle actually played well against St. Johnstone away. It's mad to think, but we'll see what happens. Would you take Scott Sinclair back? No. Scott's doing quite well. He's back. He's at Bristol Rovers, where he started his career at. He has himself in good shape and stuff like that. But I think, looks to the future. I think we're actually okay for wingers. I know Lewis Palmer scored against Sligo, scored a hat-trick against Sligo over the international break and stuff. But my opinion on Lewis Palmer is still the same as it was a month ago. There is potential of a player to be there, but I think he needs to be sent on loan. I think he needs to mature as a human being. I think it's too much. His life is more consumed around posting on Instagram, putting daily stuff up, than doing the right thing, where going to Lanarkstown, conducting himself, fighting for his place in that team, trying to get starting 11, starting to get goals again. I personally feel I would send Lewis Palmer to maybe a Hibs, a Kilmarnock, a Dundee United. I think he needs to mature as a player. Similar to Christopher Ira. When Christopher Ira came in, he wasn't going to get a sniff at Celtic. Now, Lewis Palmer's had to have a full season at Celtic. He scored the Champions League. I just think this persona from the Honduran press, from Honduran fans, from the Latin American fans, that he's like Cristiano Ronaldo in their eyes. They need to realise he's not that good. If he wants to be good and get to a level where Celtic fans would like to see him at, he needs to get himself together. Look at there's long shots of him, skill, taking players on, but when his confidence has been down, my God, he's an absolute disaster to watch at times. I just don't want him going down like the label of Dirk Berhita, like that kind of level where we were excited when the guy came in and he absolutely flopped, But as I said, I'd love to see Palmer go out on loan in January, mature, and then maybe in the summer reevaluate and look at, is there a guy here who really wants to play for Celtic, and not just thinking of the club, thinking of what he can actually bring to the team. It is a lot to play for a massive club like Celtic, but he knew what he was signing up for. I'm sure there's a gear I told him anyway. But yeah. Big Dom, how are we getting on? Why do people want all their injured players back? Fast phone football cannot carry. Okay. 60% of people actually want Tierney back. Strange enough. I done a poll on this. Now, I know my Instagram is more aimed at a younger audience, and they've grown up seeing the likes of Tierney being successful, helping Celtic win trebles. But let's be honest, if he comes back, he comes back. It's not about us having our opinion right now on podcast or on social media. It's what the manager wants. If the manager thinks he can get a spark out of Tierney and get Tierney to some sort of level where he can be the Kieran Tierney he was back in 2019, 2018. You never know. You never know. You can't say he's past it. He just has a lot of injuries. He's still 26 or 27. Still 2 or 3 years left in him of good football if he can get himself right regards to fitness. But yeah, you never know. You never know. Lads, score for Wednesday. Let's just get through today. I'm not optimistic about Wednesday, to be honest. I know this is the God honest truth. Atalanta are a really good European side. They've established themselves over the last 12 months in the Europa League. So let's see what happens with Atalanta. I'm being honest, I'd be delighted with a draw over there, but I'm not that optimistic about it. If we win, I'd be, shoot myself in the foot, but see what happens. But we're not going to get Alex Valley. The situation with his is there's a buyout clause of 30-odd million there, and we're not gonna sign him for 30-odd million. So I can't see us getting Alex Valley. It looks like he does look like the future, but I can't see it happening. I really can't see it happening. How's it going, John? I hope you're doing well from sunny Parkhead. What's your prediction for today? I'm going to say 3-2 Celtic. I think Aberdeen have ammo there to cause a lot of threats against us today, but I believe it's going to be, both teams to score. I know it's a mad prediction, but look in the past. Remember Samuel scored that Boise kick? I think it was a 4-3 that we won against them back in the 12-14 season. It's a 3 million clause to trigger your contract, but they actually want the 3 million to open the negotiations, but the actual price tag you have on them is 30 million. We're not going to get them. But if I was Celtic, as I said, about the likes of Paul Tisdale and Brendan Rodgers, I would be identifying targets over the next couple of months. I don't think we'll bring a left back in January. I think more so will be the summer. But let's get Greg Taylor on a new contract. I know a lot of people don't see Greg Taylor the answer to long term. He's not. He can't cut it in European football. He's been exposed too many times. I can understand that, but there's only so much. You need to understand as well, folks. A lot of people need to come back down to earth with this as well. Like a lot of fans were expecting, to even take a result against Dortmund over in Germany. I never felt like that. I never felt like we could get a result there. I was like, if we could even park the bus and hit them on the counter and maybe get a 1-1 draw would have been brilliant. But let's go back down to earth. The opposition that we're playing, Atalanta, they're going to be good. But let's get Aberdeen over the way. Every game, just take the next game as a Cubs. Don't think far ahead of derbies, Villa in January, Red Bull in November. Stop thinking that far ahead. Just think about what's the next game, because you're gonna build yourself up, and if you get disappointed, you're gonna feel worse about it because you're being thinking about it too long. I don't know. Like be honest with you, we could get it doing on Wednesday, but at the same time, we could learn that the boys might have a bit of a fire in the belly and might learn from that embarrassing result. Look, it wasn't the worst embarrassing result in Scottish football. You got to remember, Sefco got thumped at home 7-1 to Liverpool. They were going all on, and then the following day they got thumped by Leon as well after we got thumped. Or was it? No, it was Thursday. All players, celebrities can play like Busquets and blah, blah, blah. What about Busquets? Busquets done well. Sergio Busquets playing for Inter Miami at the moment. What's the story, Phil? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm not going to lie, Anton. I'm completely lost of what you're trying to say. I honestly, like my attention span was just like completely gone. No disrespect to you, but I don't even know what you're talking about. Gerard Butler and Busquets and all over the gaff. Celtic have 2 young left backs from their academy. Yeah, but are they going to be? They're not guaranteed that they're going to be playing. I know Brendan likes to bring players through from the academy, but we're not guaranteed that these are going to be the next they're going to put a senior level football on a consistent basis. I would still go out. I just don't think our academy is at the level it should be. I think we need to stop letting players go. Stop letting players go. Yes, fair enough. Players are not feeling they're not getting that lucrative contract. They're not guaranteed these minutes. Not guaranteed they're going to be playing games on their senior side, like Rockavata, like Daniel Kelly. Ryan made a good point the other day in his channel about the likes of Stephen Welch and Anthony Ralston. Look, at Ralston played well for Scotland against Portugal, and Ralston always plays with his heart. But at the end of the day, it's the quality. It's the quality of Ralston. Look at Ralston, his fourth season with Angie was brilliant. But look at the difference between AJ, Ralston, even Jovanovic at the time. It's a big difference there. And I think some fans are starting to wake up and realise, is Ralston, is Welsh just in this squad because just to fill the numbers because we can't get actual that quality in? As I said, no disrespect to Ralston, he plays with his heart. He's produced some really good performances over the years. Obviously that goal against Ross County in Dingwall, but AJ is at a different level to him. Alistair Johnston's at a different level. And it's mad to think we got Alistair Johnston from Montreal for nearly around £3 million, but we'll see what happens. Better than Busquets. I'm an Irish Catholic. I had enough English experience in my club. Okay. All right. Cheers, Anton. It's completely different from what we're talking about anyway, but yeah. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for the comment. Just back in Turkey, all I'm hearing is a fan. Look at the pyro. My opinion on the whole pyro is it's great to look at because majority of the time I'm sitting on my hole, watching on the couch or watching in a pub, and it is an amazing view to watch. But at the same time, if people are asthmatic around the pyro, and if it's getting at clubs fines, maybe there needs to be an approach of it. A lot of fans I've been reading online are not happy that this pyro is costing the club fines. At the end of the day, the Green Brigade and the boys have done really good displays over the past. But at the same time, it's what's on the pitch that we should be focused on. If it's taking a burden in their pocket of 15, 20 grand each time, and if it's going to happen again, and Celtic fans are not going to be allowed to travel to Villa Park in January, something needs to be done, unfortunately. At the end of the day, we all want to be there and supporting our team. If it's a pub, at the game, being outside the stadium, if it's going to affect the club financially, even though Celtic loads of money there, I just don't want to see fans being banned. I really don't want to see fans being banned at the end of the day. But there's rules, and if you don't stick by the rules, and it's affecting the club, and we have to pay the fans, realistically, at the end of the day, health and safety is more important. If someone has asthma in the crowd and that's going into their lungs and it's affecting them and they're bleeding, you got to think of that. What happens if a fan passes away over some sort of pyro stuff? And that's when you start questioning. At the end of the day, as I said already, I think it's been a great view to watch, but health and safety is more important, folks. Health and safety is more important. I noticed this. It's always going to be a different opinion about. You always have to be careful what you say because I'm not here to cause offense to people. As I said, my side is it looks good. It's great from the outside view looking at it. But at the same time, if I had my 5-year-old child there who's asthmatic and causing her problems, I'd be saying, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't care how good it looks. My daughter's health's more important than that crap. So that's my honest opinion on the whole thing. Let's see what happens. I think Brendan was very sharp in the comments yesterday about it. I understand that it's probably been, I think it's all obviously being sung down to him about his opinion. And I think there will be eventually a ban on Scottish football about pyro. You don't see much of it in English football. I know there's lots of it in Turkish football, German football, but it's about at the end of the day, it's about having the fans in attendance. We don't want any fans being banned. And if they're not being compliant on the safety regulations of what the clubs want and or the authorities are wanting, unfortunately you lose out. As I said, I don't want any fans being banned because football without the fans is nothing. Without nothing. Regardless what corner, regardless what seat, regardless what section, we want all our fans there being the 12th man. And that's my God honest opinion on it. As I said, some people might find me like being an absolute all grumpy sod. Oh, he's just echoing what Brendan Rodgers is saying. He's just echoing what the media is saying. He just wants to jump onto being soft, batty-handed. No. As I said, if I was to bring my daughter to a game, she's 5 years of age, she's asthmatic, and her health is at effect over it. Sure fucking right. I'd be saying, get rid of it. You got to think of others than think of the display. And don't get me wrong, as I said, they can still do the flags, they can still do the banners, still do the. That's not going to change. That's not going to change. How's it going, Michael? Hope you're well. How are you getting online over in Postle? We don't need pyro for our atmosphere. 100%. You're right. Create the atmosphere, the best in world football. I'll get back to Rab's comment in a minute as well. Totally agree. Fan safety is more important. Boy, that the boy should be getting the travelling van. That's it. And this is the thing. This is what worries me. Now, look, I don't go to away games whatsoever. I don't have the privilege to go to away games. Everyone knows what the crack is. The kids are more important than most football games. I miss out on. But why should all fans have to feel the ban if a small section of fans are not being compliant? At the end of the day, I'm total for having the Green Brigade in that section. I'm total for the boys because they generate atmosphere. They bring the atmosphere. They start the atmosphere. Some of their banners are phenomenal. Their food bank collections, the charity work they do, the awareness they do for certain things. All fans have different opinions. If it's political or about a player or about a certain thing, we're never all going to align aside for certain things in football. And that's just the end of it. We all love the same cause. But if it's gonna get us fined and we're gonna lose out on fans traveling to Birmingham in January, people need to wake up and think about we need fans at Villa Park at the end of January. Even if we're pushing for that playoff spot, we need fans there. I don't know how much allocation we're getting for Villa Park, to be honest. I don't know if it's 8,000 or it's 5,000. I don't really know because my head hasn't been in it for 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm back now. I'm back to chat to you. So yeah, 2 seconds now. What I'm gonna do is just 2 seconds. Let's see. How's it going, Edward? Hope you're well. Right, so this is what I'm going to say about the game today. Let's see. That noise you never get sick of listening to, the mouse noise. So this is my starting lineup for the game today. And the reason why I've changed around the midfield is because international week. Now look at Paulo Bernardo. Congratulations on Portugal getting into the Euros next year. Greg Taylor's out. The return of the big Vic as well. He was being training this week. He could start the game. Austin Trusty only trained with the squad yesterday for the first time this week because he was away with the United States of America. Alistair Johnson's good to go. He didn't feature for the Canadians. I don't think he wasn't a part of Jess March's Canadian team. Callum McGregor, Arnie Ingles, Luke McCown. And the reason why I'm going with Luke McCown is he wasn't playing international football. He played against Sligo Rovers. I think a game like this, high magnitude, top of the table game, goals there for Luke McCown. Why not? Why not? Daisy Maeda on the left. I know he played for Japan over a couple of games. I know Rio Tate didn't really get much minutes. Nicholas Kuhn, the player that, he's been absolutely on fire. Even Chris Boyes even said it. He's been, player of the season so far. And Kyogo up front, which he has a point to make to the Japanese manager as well. Still, I'm trying to make that point. But that's my team, folks. I know we will probably go Atate, Bernardo. I think Arnie Ingles, he represented Belgium against. I think he came on, got minutes against France as well. So that's the team I'm going for. I'm going with the team. I thought Liam Scales actually played well for Ireland over the 2 games. Thought he played well, scoring against Finland. Big win for Ireland over in Helsinki. Unfortunate to get beat by the Greeks. I know it was a deflection for that forced goal, Greece's first goal. But look, the Greece are doing well at the moment. You got to give respect to the Greeks. I know they were going through an emotional time, losing one of their players as well, tragically. I know it's all this week. It's been sadly about Liam Payne passing away. There's a lot of Celtic fans posting up stuff about Liam Payne. At the end of the day, we all lose people, and my thoughts and prayers are with his family, with his friends, but we don't need to keep posting on a regular basis about it as well. There's enough awareness about him, and yeah, he was there and he made a lot of money being in one direction. But I don't know post yesterday, and it wasn't to have a dig in any ways. I just said the only direction you should be thinking about, Celtic fans, is the direction of Callum McGregor leading their team out and winning against Aberdeen. Not thinking about a singer that never cared about you. At the end of the day, you just made him rich, So that's my whole focus on the whole opinion on the whole thing. It's really sad, but yeah. Gonna jump off, but catch you later. Good seeing you. Do you remember when after international breaks, Ange Ball was too boring, like 2 games? But we moved on from Ange Ball. Moved on from that. So hopefully we can go out today. I still believe both teams to score today. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but the problem is if Cameron Carter-Vickers does start, which I have him in my starting lineup, if he starts and he's missing that March sharpness because he hasn't played since Bratislava. Looked kind of a bit burned out that day as well. I'm just hoping that we could even get first half out of him, and then we can move on. We get Austin Trusty in there. He needs to play. I thought he played well against St. Johnstone, Austin Trusty. I know he had a horrific game against Borussia Dortmund and stuff, How long to kick off? Just over 2.5 hours. Just under 2.5 hours, sorry. And you know what? Let's give the respect here. Liam Scales has been outstanding in the last year. People always hype up Carter-Vickers being the rock. Carter-Vickers this, Carter-Vickers that. Liam Scales has stepped in. He has migrated into a better player under Rodgers, has developed as well. Scoring goals, crucial blocks, derby tackles, big derby tackles as well. Contributing to clean sheets, man marking. And not every defender. Towards the end of last season, Liam Scales was off the grid. But it was a hard working season because he wasn't expecting to be playing consistent football. And you had to give the praise there for Liam Scales, I'm going 2-0. I'm going 3-2. I'm going 3-2 Celtic today. Would you agree today's game against Aberdeen will be our toughest test domestically so far? 100%. Because they're doing well. They're unbeaten in 12 games. They have a new manager. I thought they were going to struggle this season. Losing Morosky, they obviously bring this bit in from Millwall. Duke is playing for them as well. They're a real good organised side, Aberdeen, and this is why I think they will score against us today. Unfortunately, I think they will. So we'll see what happens. see what happens there. But folks, I'm going to jump off. It was good chatting to you all. I'm gonna head off. I'll be back on later on after the game. And thank you very much for all the nice comments over the last couple of days. Thanks to everyone that's still buying the memberships as well for 99p. This picture here, that's actually Celtic Park. It's actually Celtic Park. It's painting that was done for me. But yeah. So 3-2 Celtic. Goal scorers I'm gonna go for is Kyogo double, and I'm gonna fancy this man Luke McCown to score today. Luke McCown to score the winner. How tasty does that sound? How tasty does that sound? I think with international football being on, some of the players will be rusty. There will be slow game. I think we'll see a good few goals in the second half. I'm going to go 3-2 Celtic. 3-2. So let me know in the comments and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time tuning in. And I'll be back in a while, right? Speak to us all soon. Hail, hail. Enjoy the game.